Hello, hello. I am Rachelle Robinett, registered herbalist, the founder of Pharmacon Supernatural, and your apothecary advisor. We have teamed up to provide herbalism education, which today is all about, and to make herbal medicine a household staple. So hopefully that is happening for you. Maybe it's happening for your friends and your family. And today's class is all about your Wildest Greens, which is the new tincture from Apothecary. This is your daily greens source, but easier and tastier than ever. So in today's class, I'm going to talk to you all about the ingredients in this tincture, how they work, how to use it, when to use it, and why to use it. So firstly, on the why point, 92% of Americans are suffering from at least one mineral or nutrient deficiency. And getting the nutrients that we need from our daily diets is more and more challenging as time goes by. And this is because of a few reasons. So the nutrient composition in food is very dependent on the soil quality and the conditions that that food is grown in. And that has been declining over the last decade or more, which makes supplementation especially critical. And I think many of us know that by now. We are often taking a multivitamin or taking some kind of supplement or have obviously, some nutrient deficiency. So it really, in a perfect world, we could get everything we needed from our food, but the world is not perfect. So this tincture is also very timely. We are coming off of the holidays and it's the new year. We may be feeling a little slumpy or bloated or, interested in changing our health in the new year or just focusing on our health in the new year. I hope we're always focused on our health because our health makes everything else possible. So for any New Year's goals that you might have, this is really a perfectly timed release. Just, supporting being more mindful about what we put into our bodies. So your Wildest Greens, again, is a source of daily greens. And it includes herbs and super nutrient plants like moringa, spirulina, nettle leaf, chlorella. I'll talk about all of those more soon. And the benefits of this tincture are numerous. So some of them include healthier elimination, right? Which is a very essential part of the detoxification process. We cannot be detoxifying, even if we're focused on our liver, if we're not eliminating well. That also shows up in hair, skin, nails. This is a supplement that supports our immune response. So making sure that it is acting optimally, not sort of boosting it, obviously not suppressing it, but making sure that it's functioning well. Also our metabolism, healthy gut function, healthy stress response, and mental clarity, and also mood. I added the mood point in there myself because when our gut is functioning well, our mood is more likely to be positively affected. We know that so much of the serotonin, the vast majority of the serotonin, is processed in the gut. So there's a direct correlation. I mean, it's all connected. You know that, though. So in terms of how to use this, 2 dropperfuls of your Wildest Greens per day provide vitamins A, K, essential minerals, amino acids, antioxidants. You can definitely take more than 2 per day, but 2 gets you kind of the daily recommended dose or daily recommended intake of some of these things. I think like 4 dropperfuls per day is nice. You can think about it as a replacement for green juice, or I like to think of this as an addition to all of the greens that you are eating. So I always recommend for people, greens at every meal if possible, and then also a green supplement. So you're getting that super nutrient, super dense, kind of additional layer of all of the nutrients that we want. So apothecary recommends taking this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach for maximum benefits for optimal absorption. So definitely do that. But also if you forget or if you want to take it at other times of day, then you can do that too. So like I haven't had any breakfast or anything yet, so I'm just going to do this now. You can see the color. The taste is really nice too. It's very green, but also tastes a little bit minty and a little bit like citrus. I'll talk about why in a minute. So easy, right? You can do it directly in your mouth. You can do it in water or something or smoothie if you want to, but might as well just do it that way. Let's see here. So let me talk about some of the ingredients. We have nettle leaf, moringa leaf, horsetail, dandelion leaf, chlorella, spirulina, B12, zinc, and some more. So first things first, nettle leaf. Nettle may be my favorite herb. So I grew up with nettle. That is stinging nettle in the wild, if you know it. And I learned when I started studying herbalism that it was a medicinal plant. And before that, I hadn't known that. I just knew it was a mean plant. But nettle is also a phenomenal green. It is so green, it's almost black, especially when you cook it. You find it at farmers markets at certain times of year. You can forage it. It's a weed, so it's growing in lots of different places. It is incredible, and it tastes like the earth. It sort of reminds me actually of the way that some mushrooms taste. Like it's not mushroomy at all, but some mushrooms have that just like earthiness that is deep and dirty in the best way. So nettle leaf is very mineral rich, very mineral rich. It is nutrient dense, high in antioxidants, like polyphenols. And oh, this is my favorite. So there's a story that proclaims or tells this tale of the Tibetan monk Milarepa. And so it goes, Milarepa lived on only nettle leaf while in meditation for 12 years. So I don't know if that's possible, but if there's one plant that can be consumed that can give us such a broad spectrum of nutrients that maybe we could live on it, maybe it would be nettle. I get it that that's a bold claim, but you understand the implication there. Next up, we have moringa leaf. So moringa is another superfood green that's used as a staple in Indian and African cuisine. And this is partly because it is so nutrient dense and there is such a broad spectrum of protein, vitamins, what are they called? Electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, calcium, and it's high in zinc. The amino acid profile allows us to build a lot of things from those nutrients. So we build collagen out of amino acids. We build protein or muscle out of amino acids. High in antioxidants, if I didn't say that. Supports a healthy immune system function and heart health. And again, it's a green that is used. It's used as a staple because it's so broad spectrum and so nutrient dense. Moringa is incredible. Moringa is also, did I mention anti-inflammatory? Yeah, we love moringa for that too. Next up, we have horsetail. So horsetail is commonly an ingredient in herbal or plant-based collagen supports. And that's because it includes, again, a lot of the building blocks of collagen. It's mineral rich. It includes, what do we have here? Oh, so it's a nutrient powerhouse for all the structures of the body that use silica and collagen. It's one of the oldest plants in the world, supportive of metabolic balance, blood sugar, fluid retention. So making sure there's, a nice balance of fluid in the body and we're not feeling bloated or edemic. Next, we have dandelion leaf. So another weed. I mean, lots of herbs are weeds, and that's just because a lot of plants that grow wherever they want to grow happen to be medicinal. I mean, so many plants are medicinal. I probably shouldn't even go into that into that world because we could go, all day there. But dandelion leaf. So we use the root of dandelion and we also use the leaf. And in this tincture, we have the leaf. The leaf is considered a bitter, which means it's great for digestive health. It's great for detoxification. It's great for blood sugar balance, which can also impact mental clarity and cravings and mood and just kind of how stable we feel throughout the day. It's a hepatoprotective, which means that it's protecting the liver. I'm actually writing about hepatic herbs right now for my book. My notes are like right there. Little plug for the book. It'll be a while before it's out, but when it's out, I know we'll do some fun things with apothecary. So dandelion leaf, great one. There's also spirulina. So spirulina is a blue-green algae. It's considered one of the most nutrient-dense superfoods on the planet. Incredible, incredible color. I always joke that my favorite color is spirulina. It's like this blue-green. Contains omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, protein, vitamins D, B12 and A, also iodine and iron. Studies show that adding spirulina to one's diet can help support metabolism, immune system function, energy levels, and natural detoxification. Again, spirulina is it is foundational to so much of what happens in the body, and it's so nutrient dense. I know I'm using that term a lot, but that is because apothecary has chosen nutrient dense ingredients for this greens tincture, that only a tiny amount of it is necessary for us to get quite a lot of things. That is spirulina, a lot of these ingredients, and also chlorella. So chlorella is a fresh water algae. It's rich in phytonutrients, which means plant nutrients. That includes amino acids, again, which are the building block to so many things: neurotransmitters, collagen and protein, like I mentioned before, chlorophyll, beta carotene, potassium, biotin, magnesium, B vitamins. It's naturally detoxifying. All greens kind of are. Can be helpful for cleaning heavy metals, and it's an exceptionally rich source of plant protein. And one thing I wanted to mention here, two things actually. One is that you heard me say chlorophyll, and chlorophyll can be a very sort of trendy ingredient for us to take, as a supplement or as a liquid or something like that. And one of my favorite mentors who runs yoga retreats and raw food retreats in Ecuador and Honduras, I met her many, many, many years ago. And I was using chlorophyll at the time. I was early in my wellness journey. And I said, "What do you think of chlorophyll?" She was like, "Stop eating all of your animal foods. Stop eating." I was vegan at the time, but she was like, "Don't use protein powders, lots of things." Anyway, so what do you think about chlorophyll? And she was like, "Well, why would you take chlorophyll when you can eat the plants that produce chlorophyll?" Ever since then, no chlorophyll for me, but lots of greens, right? Lots of plants and blue greens and purple greens and these plants that produce chlorophyll. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the chlorella is cracked cell wall. The cellulose wall has been removed so that it is absorbable, and that's very important. If we don't have cracked cell wall, we cannot digest and absorb it, and that is also the case with things like mushrooms. Mushrooms, we don't call it cracked cell wall, but mushrooms have to be processed in such a way that we can absorb them, because otherwise our body can't break down the chitin in that case. So B12 also in this tincture. B12 is important for so many things: function and development of nerve cells, energy levels, mood, healthy red blood cell formulation, DNA synthesis. And we also have zinc, another important one. It's an essential cofactor for more than 300 enzymes involved in the synthesis and metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids, which are fats, proteins, nucleic acids, and other micronutrients. Zinc we need for immunity. We need it for skin. We need it for lots of things, and a lot of people are deficient in it. And if I recall correctly, stress is implicated in lowering zinc levels as well. There was a nice study that showed that 7 milligrams daily for 10 weeks of zinc supplementation improved mood against a placebo group who simply took a multivitamin with no zinc. So all those things in this tincture, in this little tincture, your Wildest Greens. So again, the flavor is green. It's a little bit minty because we have spearmint in there. There's also lemon verbena, so you get a little bit of a citrus flavor. Slightly sweet from the vegetable glycerin base. It is alcohol-free. It is sugar-free and calorie-free as well. So vegetable glycerin is a sweet base that is derived from vegetables, and it allows us to kind of concentrate these plants and preserve them in a tincture form. Beautiful color, as you can see. I'll give you that green again. No surprise, given all of those amazing plants that are in there. It's just like the darkest green. It's the best color in the whole entire world. That is not debatable. And let's see, each herb in this formula is backed by centuries of traditional use, and that just means use by all of the communities, indigenous and local, who use these plants as medicine before science came in and said we need to test this or that. And often science is testing isolated compounds, not the use of the whole entire plant. Anyway, these herbs are backed by traditional use and also confirmed by modern science. We like both. I like both a lot. Apothecary also has an in-house clinical herbalist to choose some of the best and most effective herbs that nature has to offer, and then blends them into tinctures like this. So again, 1 or 2 dropperfuls directly onto your tongue in the morning or throughout the day. I think, yeah, so I was looking, actually, the bottle says take in the daytime up to 4 dropperfuls per day. You can use it in liquid of choice or with a spoon. I mean, I took 2, but just to like prove the point, I'm going to take 2 more. I just keep this on my desk. Easy, easy. All right. So before we go, I have just a couple more notes for you. Reminder, you can use your HSA and FSA funds toward all apothecary formulas. You can also use code Rachelle, which is my name, RACHELLE, for a discount on all apothecary products. Subscribe to the ones that you love. Keep in touch. Let us know if you have any questions about this formula, other formulas, or if you want classes on other topics. We're going to keep these coming. As I mentioned in the beginning, herbalism education. Education is the way that we make this accessible, exciting. We make you feel empowered and enthusiastic about, were those all E's? Maybe. About using herbs in your daily life, because herbs are not scary. Herbs are very effective. Herbs love us. They can be woven into life on a daily basis, and they make life so much better. It's a world that I'm obviously totally in love with, totally believe in, and it can do phenomenal things for personal health, community health, and for the world that needs, let me say, an augment or a complement to some of the traditional medicine that is often underserving us now. Okay, off the soapbox. I hope you enjoyed this. Keep in touch. Let us know what you want to see more of, and I will see you again soon. Be well.